Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. When worlds collide, because we're playing all arcade games, all console games, all handheld games, and all home computer or microcomputer, if that's your flavor, of all time. We last left off with the 1981, and we played a lot of Apple II games last time. The last game we played was the Curse of Crowley Manor, not to be confused with Cranston Manor by Sierra Online, who, very strange that within almost the span of the same few months, they have a similar sounding name, Crowley Manor, Cranston Manor, but this is the Curse of Crowley Manor, and we just played a little bit, and we're going to get a few more bites out of this one because we only saw just the first screen, and that was it. So let's pop it in again. It is August 5th, 1981. Welcome everyone. And this is the Curse of Crowley Manor for your Apple II. So far, the presentation for this one has been the best adventure game we've played. No instructions this time. They did give us a lot of information for it, which is really nice. And so it's talking about the colors, and we actually went through a color scheme and how you adjust your monitor for the very first time on the channel, which is really cool. Courtesy of those sweet, lovable guys, the adventurers. This is by Jim Pearson and Norm Saylor. Way to go, Jim and Norm. The Curse of Crowley Manor. This was by, or published by Adventure International. It's Ventures #2. And this one, the presentation was beyond any other adventure game we played. Hey, Arcade Jeff, welcome. This is beyond anything we've played so far because it is doing something with the graphics. The high-res graphics aren't taking up part of the screen, and at the bottom, it is literally the entire screen. You can see it's drawing it in for us. The game begins here, and what we can do is, as soon as we start to type, if I say look, it switches to a graphic or a text interface. And now it shows us we're in a large office. There's a large window, some rosewood furniture, and in our inventory we have a revolver, 50 shillings, and an ID card. And right now it doesn't say there's any visible items. Yes, full screen graphics, not just high res, full screen. But if I do look, it says there's a calendar and nameplate on the desk, and a door is closed to the east. So if I try open, now as soon as I type, it switches to text, which is new. Oh, it says I can't open it. So that right there is a big change from what we've seen before. The full screen high-res graphics, and I'd say it looks a little more detailed than what we've seen for the other high-res graphic games. The big ones we compare to are online systems. They're or Sierra Online. They're the top of the line right now. Okay, so let's try look desk. Since I can't open the door, it appears to be ordinary. A calendar, nameplate are on the desk. And a closed doors to the east. It keeps telling us about the door, but we can't open the door. What about get calendar? It's not a okay, so right now it says we have no visible items. So then what do we do? I'll look again. Oh, a telephone on the desk rings. Okay, so here's where we left off from last episode. Telephone on the desk rings and answer telephone. A voice says, "This is Officer Strahd. Come to the Crowley estate now. There's been a murder." This means that we most likely are in London if it's Officer Strahd, because Lestrade was a very popular officer with the, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank, the Sherlock Holmes mysteries. All right, so it says we need to go. Can we leave now? Yes. Okay, so now I guess we had to do an event after the event with a phone call. Now we could open the door. So we're in the hallway. And see, you can see there's just showing the full graphics of the screen. And as soon as we say look, we're on a landing. A stairway leads south to the street. Okay, so let's go north. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's true. I don't know the command to move to the next screen because obviously this is our door right here. And so if we go stairs... Huh? What did you say? The computer parser doesn't understand? What about east? Oh, it leads south. Duh. That means we go south. Gotta figure out the cardinal directions before we type them. Okay, so here we're in the street. Yes, the high-res graphics drawing in, awesome. And if we do look, it's already telling us we're on a brick street in front of the Scotland Yard. A handsome cab is parked at the curb. The driver smiles. Can we talk driver? The driver says, "Climb in, governor." Yes, we're obviously London if he's calling us governor. All right, so go cab. Enter cab. Oh, what is it called again? It says, yeah, a handsome cab is parked at the cornerstone. Cockney, yeah. Of course, the cab driver, he can't be exactly perfectly English. All right, so if it's cab, go cab. Ride cab. Look, if the cab's parked on the curb, yeah, so if we talk driver, the driver says climb in. So if we do climb in, there we go. Oh, we did it. We are in the cab. There's been a murder. Go. Oh, we need to know where to go. Scotland. No, that won't work because it only replies. It only replies to 2-word parsers. He replies, "What's that, sir?" All right, so that means that we say go drive. We need to know where. Go Scotland. Go Scotland. What if I do talk driver now? Yeah, he goes where to? Go to the street side. You have to know what to type to the driver. Go cops. Go. Now see if I remembered what they said in the beginning. He said there's been go Crowley. Aha. Where's the only place we need to go? It's the title of the game, Go Crowley. Obviously. Oh, and there it is in the distance, Crowley Manor. You're in the cab traveling through the streets of London. It's a beautiful night. The cab is passing through Trafalgar Square. Okay, so we say go Crowley again, I guess, right? You can see Big Ben's tower to the south, and it looks like it's passing by time while we look. Yeah, I didn't have to do anything different. It is literally passing time, and we just wait until it's done. The cab pulls into a tree-lined lane up to a long driveway. And it's doing it. Yeah, it's moving us scene by scene through this. So Cranston Manor was an impressive adventure game for the time because of the feeling and of this more open world. And this one is upping the game once again with adventure games. So if we look again, we're in the handsome cab parked in front of the large manor, Crowley Manor. If we look, we see nothing special. So let's go. Wait, we're parked in front of the large manor. So that means go cab. Go Crowley again. Oh, exit. Leave. Open door. North. South. East. West. So to leave the cab, go cab. You're in the handsome cab parked in front of a large manor. So talk driver. The cabbie says, "Here we are, sir." So this means I have to know how to exit the cab. Go. Can I go Crowley now? Leave? No. So again, exit. Wait. No, leave cab. No, exit and leave cab do not work. So we made it this far, and we know that there's obviously a plausible way to leave the cab, but if we look again, if we're parked in front of the large manor, to leave, let's see, go, it says, look manor. It appears to be ordinary. You see nothing special at Crowley Manor. And it feels really sad because on the channel, when we played Cranston Manor, we walked around the grounds and got an idea of the surroundings, but we still didn't even go in Cranston Manor, and it appears like we're in the same boat for Crowley Manor. For 1981, these adventure games are not the quick, let's like pick up and play and get a good feel of what the game is, because to go further in these adventure games, you have to know the text parser, you have to understand a little bit more of the story, and you have to know, you usually have a manual that goes with it, so you know what commands you can try. What about if we do help? Help me. What about info? No. What about command? Nope, so that doesn't work either. I really enjoyed that episode of Strong Bad, making fun of these games. Very, very hilarious. All right, so looks like we can't leave, exit, walk, move. You can't move it. You can't move the whole manor, sorry. All right, we'll just call it at that. We did get to play further, and the presentation is fantastic. So for the time, this is one of the best adventure games. It's just a slight notch above Cranston Manor. And as always, by popular demand, if people want to see more on the channel, then I'll definitely play a little bit more. The whole point of the channel is really just to showcase and play a taste of just a few of the games at the time and see this slow evolution of video games changing little by little. So for this one, this is very good. This is easily a 4-star game for the time. Whether your flavor is adventure games or not, the genre isn't too important, but we're still going to go, let me see, I think I could go 4.5 because I want to continue to play and I want to see more, and I love the way it's presenting itself. So we'll go 4.5 stars for The Curse of Crowley Manor, the best adventure game we've seen so far on the channel, rivaling even the Sierra Online games. All right, so that was The Curse of Crowley Manor. Let's move on to our next game. Our next release in 1981 is Popeye for the Game & Watch. Very exciting. First time we've seen any licensed property by Popeye on the channel. Let's take a look at the artwork for Popeye. So there it is, the front of the box. This most likely is still a Japanese-only release. And for those of us that watched the Donkey Kong episode, originally Donkey Kong was going to be a Popeye game, but Nintendo never acquired the license. They started to create the game, but in the middle of creating it, they realized they didn't have the license, so that's when they switched. Shigeru Miyamoto pulled the rabbit out of his hat and made an amazing game called Donkey Kong. But Popeye was licensed for the handheld, and that's what we have here. Popeye for the Game & Watch. Part of their widescreen series, and if anything, the technology of widescreen, this is the only place we've heard of anything widescreen on Chronologically Gaming. So that even though it is a handheld and a time waster, it has one thing going for it. It's a widescreen. First in any game we've seen so far. All right, let's check it out. It is August 5th, 1981, and this is Popeye for the Nintendo Game & Watch, the newest Game & Watch. So as usual, we have over at the top of my head, Game A, Game B, and time, because it's a Game & Watch. And this one just has left and right controls. You can see moving the buttons back and forth. And right behind my head is the right is the right button. I'll try to move so you can kind of see. But the main thing we want to see is the game. So let's push Game A and see what Popeye is like. So here it is, Popeye for the Game & Watch. This is the best looking LCD characters I've ever seen on a handheld. Well, no, I'm sorry. There was a football game that had very good looking ones, but for, and Brutus got us. Or Bluto, depending on which variation of Popeye it is. And Olive Oil is tossing things at us. It looks like Brutus smashes on the head, and we're just supposed to catch the trash she's throwing. Well, some of it looks like a bottle of beer, pineapples. Oh, the can's got to be spinach, of course. But presentation is really good. And it's very simple. Left, right is the only controls that you have, and you just have to base it on timing. But it just looks really good. Oh, we missed another one. And it looks like you can't miss one of the spinaches. Got to have that spinach. I was actually hoping for like a power-up system or something. All right, let's try Game B and see if that one's any different. But the controls are pretty easy, just left and right. Moving Popeye 1 to the middle left and right. And I was, oh, there we go. Brutus moved to the other side on game B. Now he's trying to punch us. Eventually, though, we did get Popeye in the arcades, but not yet. So far, we've seen Nintendo's Donkey Kong. And this one's charming, just because whether you're a Popeye fan or not, it's great seeing something that's a cartoon. And you're playing a game that looks really good as a cartoon. And it does the usual that Game & Watch does. You just play until you get a high enough score, and one of those games you'll put away and play on a rainy day or whenever you're traveling somewhere in 1981. You got to time that move and get out of the way of Brutus. Too cool. Okay, so that was the newest Nintendo Game & Watch. Compared to every other handheld at the time, still not really up there with like the greatest handheld you could play. And honestly, the only thing I had going for it is the theme, the Popeye theme, and how well they looked. But I'm still going to give Popeye, I'd say Octopus was a little more engaging as far as gameplay, but just a hair. We'll go for 3 stars. Oh, no, I'll do 3.5, slightly above average for Popeye. Very well presented, but very simple, fun game to play at the time in 1981. So that'll be 3.5 stars for Popeye. What could be our next game? Welcome back. We're back on the Apple II with the Eliminator. All right, let's take a look at the artwork for the Eliminator. There's the front of the box. This one looks like an arcade game, and from the back of the box, there's 2 screenshots because this boasts the TRS-80 and the Apple version. Looks like we have 1 to 2 players. Average completion time is 10 minutes. Very different than the adventure games we've seen. It's saying game simulation, and it looks like the Apple version is high-resolution, full-color graphics, and sound effects make this incredible game even better. Defensive shields and movement. Wait a second, is this Defender? There's no way they got a Defender game out in the same year. Well, I guess we saw Defender early in the year, and this is August. But there's the example of the 5.25 floppy disk for the Eliminator. All right, so let's see what other versions we have. Looks like, okay, just one other one. Okay, so let's boot it up and give it a shot. It is August 8th, 1981, and this is the Eliminator. I know, I'm surprised it went only to 1 the entire time, so apologize about that. Oh no, it looks like the crack doesn't work for this one. We'll try loading it a different way. So let's give it another shot with this one. All right, so for this one, this is a compilation disc. Let's see if we can get one to load up for us. We want to do... There. Oh, no, we don't. We want to load the other one. As usual with the home computer scene. Any one of these that takes a while to load is kind of per the norm. We are cheating a little bit. We're speeding up these emulators so you don't run them as slow as you did in 1981. So trying it again, we want C. There we go. All right, so we can do instructions or any key to play. Let's try instructions. Here we go. Eliminator is designed to operate with keyboard, paddles, or joystick, and the keyboard's active regardless of what choice. So we have, oh yeah, that's the keyboard controls, and then this uses the paddle controls too. So that's cool. And the key to continue. Eliminator has 15 levels of play. The spacebar will increment the starting level, and any other key will start the game. Notice the blinking score in the corner. This is the bonus you get for completing the first level. As you complete higher levels, you'll be allowed to start at higher... Oh, okay. Maximum starting level is 10. Blue bar across the top of the screen indicates your time in the present level. The computer will stop generating aliens when it reaches the far right. That was the instructions. Now, oh, there we go. We got the Eliminator screen by John Anderson. Way to go, John. So we can pick either keyboard or paddles. Let's try paddles first. Here we go. So starting off, do we have any joystick paddle controls? No, nothing's responding. The paddle control is not working for me, so maybe we'll have to do keyboard instead. Come on! Darn, I know for sure we got paddles plugged in, but I need to push S for start. Ah, you gotta push S for start. No way, it is. It's a Defender. How did they get this out so fast? We saw Defender early this year in 81, and this is in August of 81, and we already have Defender that you can play at home? Well, at least on a home computer? Well, it's technically not Defender. It's more... That's true. I can go back and forth. It has the explosions like Defender. Can I pick the moon up? No, I cannot. But yeah, you can move back and forth, and I can see at the top, they're kind of doing a radar, but not really. And... wow, and some crazy flashes. So it looks like I had defeated everybody for the first level, and now we're on the second one. And yeah, it allows me to go back and forth, so it has Defender-esque qualities. Oh yeah, even the laser shot sounds like Defender. It's awesome. No way, I can't believe it. But with the paddle controls, it actually feels pretty good to control. And I can't tell... oh, those are bullets. Okay. I'm so used to wanting to rescue someone from Defender, I think that I'm supposed to collect what they're dropping. But no, it's just run around and shoot everything. Oh, it's obvious. It's the Eliminator. We're supposed to eliminate everything. All right, so going again. Really cool title screen, by the way. This much color and on the screen is probably the most we've seen on the Apple II. That's awesome. All right, so going again with paddle controls. Gorgon, I don't think we've seen that one yet, but we will. Oh, yes. Yeah, really cool effect with the laser shot. And it's showing me... yeah, the very top of the screen looks like fuel level, but it's like a simplified version of Defender, but it still plays well and looks pretty good. Sound effects, though, almost non-existent, but we wouldn't expect too much from the Apple II anyway. There we go, and looking for the last one. So the moon graphic is just for show. It's really not doing anything. And you have a super flash before you go to the next level. All right, so here we go, level 2. Oh man, that guy's fast. They're already cranking up the difficulty here. It's really refreshing to be able to shoot so many shots off, though. That's awesome. I mean, look at this. My firepower, I can just keep pushing rapid fire. And it looks like because some of the enemies... oh my gosh. There's so many bullets now. Some of the enemies look like they're taking multiple shots to kill. Okay, this would have been a blast. If I had an Apple II in 81, compared to all the other arcade-type games we played on the Apple II, this one's so close to Defender that it would have been amazing. Was that the end? No, we're still in. Going to level 3 for the Eliminator. Yeah, the firepower is awesome. So sound effects aren't as bad. It's the music and the engine sounds that are really not up to snuff. Yeah, that is so fun. It's like they took a little bit from the arcade Defender game and then used the rest to just make some fast gameplay for the Apple II. Alright, I'd love to talk to John to know how he did this so fast in 1981. Like, he went to an arcade and then Scott Adams said, "Quick, make that into an Apple II game." And he worked on it until now and then released it. Oh, level 4. And it looks like they're introducing a new type of enemy every time. Oh yeah, there he is. And it looks a lot like the Imperial Pro Droid from Star Wars. Oh my gosh, there's so many enemies. Okay, sound effects are kind of cool for the time. I dig them. It works. That's awesome. Okay, so that is the Eliminator for the Apple II. Yeah, so this wasn't no terrain at the bottom. They kept it pretty simple, but still enjoyable. Definitely above average to play this one. Not really something that is like the best way you could play a home computer game or a Defender clone, but honestly, because it's Defender, it is up there. So I'm going to go 4 stars for the Eliminator. Very well done for 1981. And for those that were there for the frozen screen, we tried to play Dark Forest. And we just were stuck at this screen with the green troll guy. So if we can, we'll try to boot it up and play this one another time. But didn't load for us, sadly. All right, so after the Eliminator, what is our next game? Our next one is still on Apple II. It may be another Apple II night. This is Empire 1 World Builders. Let's take a look at the artwork for Empire 1 World Builders. This is by Interactive Fantasies. Haven't seen anything by them so far. Oh, it's by Edgeware Services. And so back of the box looks like Empire Gaming Trilogy is a magnificent projection into the future, where the rise and fall of intergalactic civilization is played out over light years of time and space. World Builders marks the dawn of the Empire. Okay, so this is a world building simulation. Looks like it's a trilogy completed with Empire 2 Interstellar, Interstellar Sharks, and then Empire 3 Armageddon, which is kind of interesting. It's like it's taking from the Galactic Saga trend, and that was by Broderbund, and they made the Galactic Saga, a trilogy that we saw of 3 games, and so it looks like they're doing the same thing, because that sounds almost the same as Galactic Saga, the part 1, 2, and 3. Maybe it's trying to have the same tropes or similarity as Galactic Saga. All right, so any other, there's our 5 1/4 floppy disk by IF Interactive Fantasies. And looks like we just got one screenshot for us. No manual for this one, so if it's a big one like Galactic Saga, we may not get too far. But let's pop it in and see. It is August 8th, 1981, and this is World Builders. The first of apparently a 3-part trilogy. This disc actually may only be where you build the world that you play in for the other ones. If it does, oh, okay, it does load. Every time you load a computer game, I'm waiting with bated breath if it actually comes up. So this is Empire #1 World Builders by Interactive Fantasies. Cool intro there, and it's kind of fun seeing these companies now do a splash on the computer scene, because the consoles, we haven't seen it like the companies broadcast themselves, but on the computer world, we're seeing that the companies have a logo and a design. It's kind of nice. All right, so copyright 1981, Edgeware Services, World Builders. All right, it says we're at the tram station, and we have the New York rocket field or exit. I don't know what that means. We'll go exit. It's waiting for a command. Oh, exit didn't even work, and I didn't even use what they had up on the top. Right. Oh, okay, so we're at the New York rocket field. Oh, okay, this must be, since this takes place on Earth, very different than Galactic Saga. Their trilogy was taking place kind of like Star Wars in a galaxy far, far away. But it looks like Empire, or at least this first one, World Builders, is taking place on Earth. So we're at the New York rocket field, and we have new colonists, off-worlders, and if we go right again, the Empire State Colony Authority off-worlder screening. Enter the number next to your name. Okay, so they have probably someone put some other names in here before. And it looks like I'm rolling a dice for the examination room for this off-worlder to go travel into space. Very interesting. And it rolled my dice, but I don't know what the next one is. It looks like I'm trying to set myself up like for an intergalactic travel arrangement, and I'm moving from one place to another to get screened, but sadly without a manual. I even looked for this one whenever I was getting Apple II because it was another trilogy, and I couldn't find anything on Empire. Empire, of course, is a very old mainframe computer game that's meant to be a like a galactic conquest. Like instead of Risk taking place on Earth or one planet, it takes place in multiple planets. And so this is based on that. Empire is a very old mainframe game, but I don't know if this one had a manual that went with the Apple II version. So sadly, we are stuck again. Another Apple II strategy game that the World Builder one looks like it's not going to work unless we have a manual to know the commands to do. So for this one, I'm going to do again a 0-star rating for Empire 1 World Builders. Maybe again, if someone reaches out to me and has more information about Empire 1, we can come back and revisit this one. All right, so after that game, our next one after Empire 1 is Empire of the Overmind. Again, for the Apple II. This one looks like a straight-up text adventure game, at least from the gameplay. Game snapshot. Let's take a look at the artwork for Empire of the Overmind. And there it is. Front of the box, this is another game by Microcomputer Games, or Avalon Hill. It looks like this is the box for the TRS-80 and the Apple II and the Atari. All the same. So here's the back of the box. The computer fantasy game. Embark on a heroic quest. The powerful magic of King Alcazar summons you beyond the boundaries of time and space to a different plane of reality, to the Empire of the Overmind. The Overmind is tyrant of the blue and red planets, part machine, part spirit of evil. Long ages past, it cleverly overthrew the great King Alcazar, but the king escaped to safety and planned revenge that has taken 1,000 years to fulfill. Now at the conjunction of the 17 planes, the stage is set for you to travel to the Empire of the Overmind and destroy the infernal abomination. Like usual, the computer space has so many stories and lore and backstory. And you can see here, there's even more. Like a computerized fantasy novel is how it explains it. There are almost no rules to learn because you simply type English phrases and tell the computer what to do, like climb tree. Yeah, simply. We've seen from other text adventure games, it's not just simply. You really need to know what the computer understands. So it looks like this is a... it even includes a poem. It says The Rime of the Overmind, which tells the story. And then it's probably just straight text adventure game. First one we've seen from Avalon Hill, because there's been other strategy games and tactical games. They did use a lot of text, but this looks like it's just straight adventure game. There's an advertisement flyer of Microcomputer Games. Looks like this is from Compute magazine. And you can see Empire of the Overmind is right there in the center. Looks like it ran on the Apple II for about, on the disc, it cost $35, at least in this advertisement flyer, for Empire of the Overmind. So they're calling it an enchanting solitaire game here. So in other words, you play by yourself. And there's the example of the cassette tape for all the different versions, TRS-80, Atari, and Apple II. And there we go. We got the disc. We'll be playing on the disc version. So there's the disc version for the Apple II. We coughed up the $35 back in 1981. And the screenshot is just text. Oh, we do have a manual for this one. So manual for Empire of the Overmind, the instructions. And looks like it has the fantasy adventure game. Yes, introduction. Okay, for adventurers new to adventure games. An adventure game is not like a computer game which shows moving targets on the screen and requires split-second timing to score hits. An adventure game is more like a computerized novel that allows a person to assume the role of the central character and make the decisions about what the character should do next. Essentially, it's like a choose-your-own-adventure. At least that's how they would first think of it. Okay, so it's explaining like which kind of commands you can type, like examine banana. You see a banana that looks mighty good to eat, you can say eat banana. And then they'll say yum. Yeah, so it's explaining the whole verb, noun. Oh, wait, is this a 3-word text parser? Wait a second. Some occasions you'll be 2 or more of the same type of object. For example, there might be a red brick and gold brick. Wow. Okay, so it understands more than just the verb and noun. This one understands adjectives, which I believe that's the same for the Curse of Crowley Manor. It was understanding 3 words or an adjective in between, which is another step for the adventure game genre. So they have a story behind the game, and then they have instructions of how to load the game. There's the TRS-80, and then for Apple computers, we shouldn't have to worry about it for the disc version and the Atari version. But so we got something to work with as far as what commands we can do. Very cool. So that was an Apple II manual. I'm glad we got to see one of those. Okay, so let's boot this up. It is August 8th, 1981, and this is Empire of the Overmind. Hello. We want to do Empire of the Overmind. Looks like this one was cracked. Majority of these did have copyright protection, and so a lot of the Apple II games now, they are public domain, and you can get them and play them via a cracked version. So here we go. Oh, right off the bat, not even a title screen. It just goes right to the text. You're in a forest. You see many tall trees and a path. You're holding nothing special. So north. Go north. If I can type it right. I need more specific information. Please rephrase that and try again. Oh, that's nice. It's a polite computer. Oh, you still need more specific. What about look? Oh, it just tells you the same thing all over again. You see tall trees in the path. Look, tree. You see one particular tree that looks climbable. Were you to go that way, you would be in a treetop. In that direction, you see a large red planet in the sky. Okay, climb tree. Okay. It is taking a little bit longer to load than other text adventure games, specifically when we just played a graphic one. You're in the treetop. You see a large red planet in the sky, many tall trees, a mountain peak to the south, and a golden leaf. Oh, well then get that leaf. You pick up a golden leaf. You are holding a golden leaf. And see, yeah, it takes a little while before the cursor to come back. Look, planet. No, extra command in there. Look, planet. Oh, I hope not. If it's that large, ugh. It'd take even longer to load. You see a large red planet in the sky. Yeah, the cursor takes a little bit of time, so this is a slower paced one. So even though it's upping the text parser, the experience wouldn't be as enjoyable. And considering we're used to now the two-word text parser, noun, verb, or verb, noun, and so it's to add something else is cool for the complexity, but the experience is not the best. All right, climb tree. Does it go down automatically? There we go. And can we eat leaf? That will not work on a golden leaf. Oh, okay. If we get a normal leaf, I guess that'll work. All right, so can we go east? South. Maybe it doesn't understand. Do we have to say the whole thing? Oh my gosh. North? What in the world? Oh my goodness. If it doesn't understand that, then we could refer back to the manual, but let's take a look and see for movement what the manual would say. Just to move around. Don't expect the computer to understand how to respond correctly to a command like walk around until you find something interesting. Okay, basic rules. Pay close attention to what the computer prints on the screen, and remember that you're reading a computerized novel. Second rule, understand the inputs the computer understands. It doesn't say about movement though. It says examine, picking things up, the portal. Oh, it says go road. So maybe we say go, and then the other one, go north. No, go south. Well, so for the first impressions, not the most impressive text adventure game we've seen on the channel. So for Empire of the Overmind, it is only text. We now have graphic adventure games on the channel, and we have seen like after Cranston Manor and the Curse of Crowley Manor, this one is below average text adventure. I'm going to say we did have the manual, which is kind of cool for the Apple II, but I'm going to go 2.5 stars, which is just slightly below or around the average range for Empire of the Overmind. Not something doing anything particularly great. All right, so after Empire of the Overmind, what in the world could be our next game? All right, our next one is another Apple II. Lots of Apple II tonight. We got Escape from Arcturus. Let's take a look at Escape from Arcturus. This is the front of the box, and it looks like, oh wow, that is a total Star Wars ripoff. We got the X-Wing shooting a TIE fighter, but no, it's Escape from Arcturus. And the back of the box, this is by Synergistic Software for the Apple II, and I believe this was only for the Apple II. It was not ported to anything else seen anywhere else. It's only here. Escape from Arcturus is an Apple II exclusive. That's right. I hope you love the Apple II. And here we go. We got an advertisement flyer from Synergistic Software. If you look at the top, new Escape from Arcturus. Fast action, dual mode, high-res, arcade-style game with excellent color graphics and sound effects. We'll be the judge of that. Looks like it goes for $35 for the disc version. Yeah, so disc of it. We also can see the other two ones there, and I believe we played both of the other ones on the channel. All right, and there's the example of the 5 1/4 floppy disk. Escape from Arcturus by Synergistic Software. I wonder why they didn't port it to other places. Most software companies for computers at the time, they ported it to every computer possible. Really cool graphics for the high-res pictures we just saw. And then for other versions, looks like we just have an alternate one. All right, let's pop it in and see. It's August 8th, 1981, and this is Escape from Arcturus for your Apple II. The newest Apple II game that you could play in 1981. We've already played a really cool action game, and then tried playing a strategy, and then a text adventure game. There we go. Escape from Arcturus. You have the Space Fortress, you have the Escape, and you have both. All right, let's try Space Fortress. Press I for instructions. This is kind of cool. So it's 2 different game modes. You're the commander of Arcturus' last remaining defense satellite. Your base is surrounded on all sides by alien attack bases which are firing on you with their photon cannons. Your mission is to destroy as many photon torpedoes, circling attack ships, and spiraling attack ships as possible. Man, we as far as space shooters go, they're really taking a lot from Star Trek and Star Wars. There are so many words and phrases that they use from both those shows that it's kind of refreshing when we see something original, not copying those sources. Let's see. So there's our point score for shield attack. Your base can take 4 hits before it's destroyed, plus 1 bonus hit after you reach 2,000 points. So it's like an arcade game. Each time you destroy a photon, your base absorbs slightly more energy from the explosion than it takes to fire again. To aim and fire your laser cannon, use the keys Y, G, and J. Okay, we've seen that before for the Apple II. And then space, it looks like. And there's 3 levels of play, easy, moderate, and difficult. Got it. Okay, here we go. So, no way, it's Space Zap, I think, that we played in the arcades. All right, so let's do moderate and see what that's like. Yeah. Oh gosh, moderate's already fast. Cool. So this is Space Zap. We saw this in. Oh, I gotta remember the space is down, which feels a little weird. You just gotta get it before it gets to the center, and you rack up the points. It's kind of like a Twitch kind of game. You have to be the fast one to draw, basically, in the correct direction. Whoa, the high score is 2695. No. Let's see what the other one is. So that means that we have 2 separate games on here. That one was actually a very good port of an arcade game that we played earlier. All right, so let's see what Escape is like. And it looks like there's both. We can play 2 at a time. That's pretty cool. So it is. It's like we have 2 games in one. Is it controlling the same way, or does it use the... It does. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, it's using the paddle controls. Am I supposed to shoot it? Oh man, we're blowing up Earth now. There it is. Okay. Oh gosh, yeah, the paddle controls are very weak for me. Let me see if I can try it a different way. No! Earth is exploded with very little crackling noises, like it was just popcorn launched on... let's see, does it work this way? No, it looks like only paddle controls. There we go. Oh, man. That's better. There we go. Cool. So this has two different modes in one. And after I got our controls set, now we look good, and it plays really, really well. Nice. I'm going to lose this one. I want to see what both is like to play at the same time. I know not to go nuts with the difficulty, though. At least when we played the other mode, they gave us an easy way to pick. Oh my gosh, high score 2730. So we're going to say no and see what it's like to be both at the same time. That's a very good point, but as far as sound goes, I want my shooters to be loud and explosion heavy like Star Wars. All right, let's go 3. We're going to play both. So let's do return to begin, and it should ask what difficulty we're going to play this on. And we might get both modes. Let's see what happens. Okay, so let's try easy mode. We know the controls now. Here we go. Okay, that's a little bit more favorable. It's really hard whenever you know that the bottom, it's not using arrow keys. It's using G, Y, J, and space to go down. But what's stopping me from doing? Yeah, you can just go. Oh, you run out. Oh, I see. I have energy. That's why. When we played in the arcade, they didn't have an energy meter that is keeping us from just spamming. So whenever I played, I was just spamming the button for all directions because they were starting to come in really fast. All right, so it works, and it looks like the bases is the amount of lives that I have. But Space Fortress is essentially Space Zap, which is the first computer. Oh my gosh. Home port. Oh man, they just went nuts. Closing in now. Oh, and they're using a shield. Oh my gosh. Cool idea, though. We didn't have that in the arcade, so they got me. They modified it. But I do remember the arcade, the end explosion was so intense. Yeah, there you go. They're trying to recreate it what it was in the arcade. It was a crazy explosion. Nowhere near the high score. All right, so here you go. We're back with our evacuation ship, and now we switch to paddle controls. So we're not using the keyboard. We're using paddle and defending. Yeah, this is great. And I bet this is going to go really fast eventually. At least we picked a mode where it's not going to start us off with blazing fast speeds. Yeah, I do like the warp effect. It's nice. It's also really impressive seeing the Apple II change and evolve from what we saw originally when it was part of the Trinity of computers in '77. Nice, and we're getting harder enemies. And the graphics now for the Apple II just get better and better. It's really cool. Wow. Right now, for the time, as far as graphics go, I would give it to the TI 99. That one has looked the cleanest. Oh no, got it. Graphically wise, sound wise, would be either the Atari, because it's kind of based on the sound architecture. Well, not the sound architecture of the 2600. It's a totally different system. But the sound, I would say, is a little better for the Atari home computer. But there's so much popularity and so many people using the Apple II that it's getting more love. Where I was saving the universe until it blew everything up. Oh no, Space Storm. I don't know what that means. That must be the TIE fighters coming at me. Oh, nice. All right, that is awesome. So that is a 2-game mode game on your Apple II. Kind of reminds me of Bill Budge's trilogy of games where you buy one game and you actually had 3 inside of it. So that's pretty cool. In fact, I want to take a look again at the Eliminator, because that was 2 action games in one night. And considering everything else we played up to this point for the home computer for the Apple II, we gave this one a 4-star for the Eliminator. It's still a very good game. I would say because of the 2 games in one, and this one's an Apple II exclusive. This is not found anywhere else. That's also going to be a 4-star game. I don't know if I want to go higher because it's 2 games in one, but you are getting more for your buck for this one. And graphically, it works well and plays, at least for the paddle controls, that they played really well. I don't know. It's on the fence. It could be the same as far as an action game, but it's still a very, very good game from everything else we played for the time. So we're going to go 4 stars for that one. Yeah, I wish I could do a 1/4 of a star, but we only do 4 or 4.5. But we'll go 4 again. So both of the action games are still very good for the time. Not necessarily something that would be the best home computer game you could play, or the best action game you could play on your home computer, but it is up there, definitely. All right, so with that, we are going to end the evening on Escape from Arcturus. It again was another Apple night. We did have the Nintendo Game & Watch, the newest release of Popeye, but we're going to put pause on our journey playing every single video game. There's always going to be something new, another game to play. We will see you guys next time. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we miss any games along the way. This video would not be possible without RetroArch and Launchbox. Please tell your friends there's some crazy guy out there trying to play every single video game. You can always check out Chronologically Gaming on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We will catch you next time.